Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai Śrīmad Bhagavatam ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranjaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tadodayam Mudiraye Ashtaprayeshu Bhatresu Nityam Bhagavadasevayam Bhagavadim Uttama Slokim Bhaktim Bhavadir Naishtihi Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 69. Nārada visits Krishna's palaces. Text 42. Canto 10, Chapter 69, Text 42 and 43. Krishnasya Ananda Viryasya Yogamaya Mahodayam Muhurtashva Rishir Abhut Vismido Jata Kautaka. Translation. Having repeatedly seen the vast mystic display of the Lord Kṛṣṇa, whose power is unlimited, the sage was amazed and filled with wonder. Text 43. Idi artha-kāma-dharmeṣu kṛṣṇena śraddhitātmanā samyak sabhājitaḥ prītas tam evānusmaran yayau.
artha-kāma-dharmeṣu kṛṣṇena śraddhitātmanā samyak sabhājitaḥ prītas tam evānusmaran yayau.
Mataji's. Idi, thus, artha with items of utility for economic development, kama of sense gratification, dharmeṣu and of religiosity, kṛṣṇena by Lord Kṛṣṇa, śraddhita faithful, ātmanā whose heart, samyak thoroughly, sabhājitaḥ honored, prītaḥ pleased, tam him, eva indeed, anusmaran always remembering, yayau he went. Translation purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace Śrīla Prabhupāda Swami Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Kṛṣṇa greatly honored Nārada, faithfully presenting him with the gifts related to economic prosperity, sense gratification, and religious duties. Thus fully satisfied, the sage departed, constantly remembering the Lord. Purport. As Śrīla Prabhupada points out in Kṛṣṇa, the phrase artha-kāma-dharmeṣu indicates that Lord Kṛṣṇa was behaving like an ordinary householder, deeply concerned with economic development, sense gratification, and religious duties. Nārada could understand the Lord's purpose, and he was most pleased by Kṛṣṇa's exemplary behavior. Thus, fully enlivened in his pure Kṛṣṇa consciousness, he departed. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bole Sumade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dhanamane Namaste Sasodeve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Deshadane Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Kadādhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. First of all, seek the blessings and the permission of all the Vaishnavas to give this lecture in the line of our parampara. Hare Krishna. This is a sloka after Nārada was pleased to see Krishna's ways of life in palace. The main thing here is Krishna was perfectly acting as a householder. That's what this sloka is trying to impress us. Krishna always acts perfectly when he took the avatar, even though he is avatar. Since he has taken the role of householder, he wanted to set an example to the whole society how the householder should be an exemplary person in performing his duties. Everything should be, his avatar purpose is to teach us in future all how everybody should behave. This is one minor portion how a grahastha or householder should perform his duty perfectly. And here this sloka is very clearly mentioning Nārada is a highly renounced person. And he doesn't need this artha-kāma-dharmeṣu. You see, he is already very much pleased with the Krishna conscious activities to extremely depth. But Krishna also knows this, and Nārada also knows they are perfectly understanding situation. But still, Krishna, what is he doing? He is giving artha-kāma-dharmeṣu. This is meant for mostly for karma-kanda things. Karma-kanda portion needs dharma, artha, kama, moksha. 4 things are there. You do some dharma or religiosity, by that you attain some artha, some objects. Kama, you enjoy that. Many skip the moksha, only dharma, artha, kama. Here very specifically, dharma, moksha is they have skipped. Artha-kāma-dharmeṣu, only 3 are mentioned. It is mostly for karmakandis, or who adopts the karmakanda portion. And there are not naturally any pious person, this is called pious activities. Any pious person acts according to Shastra, Dharma. By that process, he attains some artha, some objects, some wealth, and he uses it for his sense gratification, kama. But why such a thing should be awarded to Nārada? He is a perfect soul beyond all these things. And at the same time, Krishna also, he need not to do all these things. But why is he doing all these things, giving all these things? The answer is, the sage departed constantly remembering the Lord. Tam eva anusmaran yayau. He left. Even though he is fully pleased, prītaḥ, he was totally pleased with this and left. How do we understand this? The purpose is not everything. Sannyasi or sadhus, everybody, they don't need all these things. But we accept it. Why? As a grihastha, their duty they are giving. As a sadhu, our duty, we have to get it and use it in Krishna service. That is the purpose we accept it. Same way, this Nārada also accept this. In the same mood, that's why he is pleased the way. And also, he went with the mood of remembering the Lord, not that objects. We are bewildered with some gift or something, dakshana or something given. But Nārada was not bewildered. He was remembering constantly Lord. That's a key word. Evānusmaran. He went with thinking of Lord. It doesn't affect him. A devotee, pure devotee, who is very strongly attached to Krishna, he accepts this for Krishna. He is not affected. He is no more disturbed. And his thought is not deviated. Always he thinks of Krishna. This is the lesson Nārada is teaching us. And Krishna is teaching us. Krishna's duty of grihastha, he has to honor that sadhu. Nārada is the number one sadhu. He honored him. Whatever the things Nārada he doesn't need, but he accepts this as a well-wisher for this Krishna's, as a grihastha's gift to give. But his mind is fully occupied, anusmaran on Lord. This is the way when devotees or other things, when they are handling the gift or things to be given, we should accept it on behalf of Krishna. Even the respect, we have to accept it for Krishna and our parampara, not for us. Any respect given to us is for parampara. We should be able to release it and surrender it to immediately our parampara. Then we are not affected. And that is the reason you may be knowing the Prabhupada lives on incident. Prabhupada was once going in a village and somebody was giving some donation. They was accepting a donation. Most of you may be knowing. And the villagers told, oh, you are sadhu, sannyasi, how can you accept the money? And in this village, there was a sadhu sometime back, he never accepts any money, he doesn't touch also. Then it's a very funny, Prabhupada, he showed both the hands, please give me. Because they are wondering, the villagers, they wondered why this sadhu is asking more. Then Prabhupada explained, this money is a Lakshmi. The Lakshmi has been arrested by these people, like a Ravana. Ravana took Sita and Rama released. Similarly, this Lakshmi is released now for Rama's service. And I am going to print books, I am going to print temples, I am going to this, therefore I am accepting, not for himself. Therefore, when you accept some gift like a Nārada mood, we should completely think of Krishna. Even if the matter may be artha-kāma-dharmeṣu, for enjoyment. And still, we can accept for Krishna service, and we should not be affected. Maybe a cell phone, maybe a laptop, maybe anything you mention. An intelligent person can use everything in Krishna service. That's a mood we are supposed to take it when we accept a gift or other things. That way, we will be safeguarded from all the karmas. This is provided by Lord, but whoever gives karma, whoever gives donation, they are giving their karma also, never forget it. Any wealth or anything is not acquired without karma. Therefore, when you accept something, you are going to accept the karma also. But if you surrender everything to Krishna, Krishna is all powerful, he can exhaust all the karmas. But we are very conditioned, we cannot withstand even 1/4 of the billionth of the karma, we cannot withstand, you will fall down. And the mood is, our mind is anusmaran. Continuously, if you are in the mode of Krishna, thinking all those things, Krishna gives the tadami bhakti-yoga. He gives the intelligence, how all these things will be used. That is the one of the lesson we have to learn. On the other side, Krishna side, we will see. Krishna, how he executed is perfectly the grihastha devotee. Actually, in the 4 asrama, brahmachari, grihastha, vanapastha, sannyasa, only asrama permitted to accumulate money and so wealth is which asrama? Grihastha. Why? They are supposed to support all the 3 other asramas. Other 3 asramas, they are not supposed to have these 3. Therefore, grihastha is permitted. Therefore, grihastha is the biggest duty of supporting and donating and so all these things. Therefore, Krishna wanted to teach this world, this grihastha duty is very important, therefore he did it. Actually, to support the asrama is very important. I remember in Mahabharata I read one story. The original Mahabharata contains very wonderful things. Here, whatever you see in the movie or other thing, they cut off all the philosophy and other things. But really, once that Pachita Maharaja was asked Sura Goswami, that how to protect all asramas, how we have to treat it. In particular, he asked about Brahmanas, how to protect, how we should respect them. Then he tells the same question was asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Krishna in the assembly. Then Krishna narrated one incident about himself, how was a grihastha, this one incident, what he is giving Nārada and taking care of him. He tells another incident where he acted as a perfect grihastha. It happened Durvasa Rishi. All of us know Durvasa Rishi, a very angry person. Once he was going round everywhere. Nobody wants to accommodate him. Because if you don't satisfy him, he will curse and go. But satisfying him is a very toughest job. Therefore, nobody wanted to accommodate him. Then he was going everybody's palace, everybody, please hold me for 1 month, please treat me. Nobody accepted. Finally, he went to Krishna's palace. And he told Krishna, you should, as a grihastha, you are having all these things, you should support me, because I am sadhu, sannyasa, you support me 1 month. Krishna, something accept. Then Durvasa was accommodated in the palace, given a big place, everything. But his activities are very strange. Sometimes he eats, sometimes doesn't eat. Sometimes he sleeps, sometimes he goes 2-3 days out, sometimes doesn't come out. When he comes, when he goes, when he wants to eat, nothing. Now unsystematic, everything unsystematic. Nobody could tolerate such a situation. We know, like prasadam time, 9 o'clock means everybody comes 9 to 9:30, we go easy for the service. One comes on 9, one comes on 10, one 11, and all those things. Even the house with the 2-3 children, it is sometimes all the food you make, but you not touch it anything, everything go out. And sometimes he comes suddenly, he wants food immediately. Like that, at the maximum trouble he gave. But Krishna and Rukmini, they were very faithfully, without mentally also any anger, any disturbance, they were continue supporting them. Whatever Durvasa Rishi wanted, they were providing everything. And whatever situation he comes, he did. Sometimes he came and burned the whole bed, everything, chairs, everything burnt out and went off. Nobody could understand. Once Rukmini was giving the ghee, sweet rice, bringing to to Rishi to give it, but he didn't take it. He took and put everybody's on Krishna's face, body, and Rukmini's face, everything he put it and went off. And they tolerated. Not even agitated by mind. A grihastha role, how tough you see. And Krishna is tolerating. Then at the extreme of that, one day suddenly he told, okay, bring your rath, that Krishna's rath, that king's rath, and we'll go out. Then all of them will go out, and he was sitting, that rath was going. After going some time, he told, remove the horses. Remove the horses, put one side Krishna, one side Rukmini. And Rukmini is a very tender body. She cannot pull it. But he made both of them to pull the rath. This is in Mahabharata, originally I am telling you. Then pulling the rath was the important thing is no strain they showed, no agitation, even mind they showed. And their leg was faltering here and there because she is not used to that pulling all these things. They are pulling some distance, and all the Dwarkavasis, they cursed like that. This no more should be this type of sadhus and brahmanas like that. And what a hell, they are putting a lady and queen Rukmini and pulling like this, and then after some time everybody went. Then he removed from the cart and got down from the cart and he went out. But when he was going, he gave such a boon. Any life, they think you will be the Krishna's partner, and such a thing. This incident, Krishna is telling to Yudhishthira how a grihastha has to support all the other ashramas. And that is their duty. If they don't do it, they are not doing the duty. Therefore, somebody thinks grihastha ashrama is simple. It's the very toughest ashrama among all the four. Because if you want to perfectly execute the grihastha ashrama, it will be very tough. The brahmachari comes and eats like Durvasa. Does anything come or not coming, and enjoy or not enjoy, and nobody can question him. Yes, so many questions, so many things. And also, this grihastha ashrama has such a big duty. Shastra tells so many, you go mad, you never become grihastha after that. If you make food or prasadam in the house, after finishing, you are supposed to first go out the gate and call. Anybody is hungry, anybody is hungry, anybody is hungry. Call them. And call them and feed them. After feeding them, the house, all old people should be given. Then children should be given. Then ladies should be given. Then finally the family head should take. Very tough. If you don't do it, you will be under curse or something. Like Ambarisha Maharaj was cursed by the same Durvasa, because to break the Dwadasi Parayana, he took little water. For that he was cursed. Because why did you do without feeding me first? Imagine. Dwadasi Parayana, little water he wanted to break. After consulting all the Shastras and other things, it is neither breaking nor breaking, both. But he was cursed. This is the toughest job. Therefore, Krishna, exemplary way, he himself performed all these things. And the whole question is, this side, Nārada is a perfect rishi, is great, accepting everything and things. Generally, I used to wonder when see that they were given for rishi thousands of cows, thousands of wealth, and so many things they give it. In we see all these things. And Nirga case you can see. The king, he gave his donation to first 1,000 to Brahmana, then one Brahmana, one cow went to another Brahmana. And both of them wanted that same cow only. And as a result, he was cursed. And he born as a. The reason is, everything is tough. And giving donation also tough. Somebody will be dissatisfied, you will be affected. And therefore the thing is, three varnas, three ashramas, brahmachari, sannyasa, varna, prastha, they should be fully supported. And in the process, one side now we see in this sloga two extreme things. One sannyasi and sadhu, that Nārada, how he accepts the donation, what is his mood, what mood he departed. Always remembering, anusmaran, yayau. Krishna, thinking of Krishna, he accepted. That means he is going to use Krishna service. On the other side, Krishna, he is a supreme personality of Godhead, but still, as he has accepted the role of grihastha, he has to complete the role of grihastha, he gave all these things to him. And therefore, in some time the question comes, it's a nice story from some Upanishad. Which ashrama is great? Grihastha or the sannyasa? Ashrama is. There's a nice story is there. Sometimes Upanishad gives some nice stories also. What happened is, once in a country a king had a doubt which ashrama is great. Sannyasa. He asked everybody who visited the country to answer this. They could not answer. Finally, one sannyasi comes. He wanted king to come with him, discuss all the places where he goes. King agreed to know the answer, king agreed to go with him in discussion. Therefore, the sannyasi and the king, both of them are going. Then in their country they go, then outside the country, other countries also they visit. When they are visiting one country, that country particularly, the day there was Swayamvara. The princess was selecting the prince for her marriage. Means a lot of princes have come, and the princess comes on the time, and she was gone looking, everyone rejecting. In the crowd, that whole public crowd is watching what is happening and all that thing. In that our king and the sannyasi who took him also, they are standing there. Other than the sannyasi, there are one more sannyasi, very young, bright sannyasi is standing, also in the crowd seeing what is happening. The princess finally left everybody and put a garland on his neck. And he got shocked. I have renounced everything. I am not for this. I cannot be. And then king thinks, since your sannyasi doesn't know, you are not accepting. Today itself you take off the kingdom. Please marry my daughter. She has selected you. But this young sannyasi still didn't accept. And king tells, she is the only daughter after my death, the whole kingdom comes to you, please accept. Still he didn't accept. He ran away. I am renounced, I cannot take all these things, he ran away. And behind this girl also ran away, the princess also. Because I have selected him, I cannot know more, and runs away behind. And the king and the sannyasi who brought him, they have to also following what happens and all. This young sannyasi ran very fast into the forest and vanished. They followed, they saw in the forest, deep forest, they found the princess somewhere crying and standing. These two people also visited. Then it became night, dark, they cannot come out. Therefore, the banyan tree they saw below that, let us stay tonight and tomorrow we'll go. Next day we go. They were staying behind the tree. Then, that moment, there are two birds living in the tree with the two small ones. On seeing these three people are behind them, first the male one talks, yes, they have come to our house as a guest. They think the tree is their house and they are guest. They are adopting the grihastha role. Therefore, first one, they are very cold, they are shivering. Let me go and search some firewood they bring and put it in the pig. And then they bring the fire also and put it. When they are getting warmed up little, then they think they are hungry. We need to give them something to eat. But they don't know what to do. Finally, the male bird tells, I'll fall in the fire, I'll become a food. Then you are not sufficient. That male bird suddenly fell down and dies. These three, that sannyasi could understand all he is explaining. Then second female bird also fall. Then children think they are, for three people they are not sufficient, other two also fall. And all the four fall in the fire and died. And then this sannyasi, original sannyasi, first one, who asked the king whom he asked him, now he asked the king, which ashrama is best, you tell. This Grihastha family, they adopted perfectly, inviting guests, feeding them, warming them, and give them protection, everything they are best. Or the sannyasi who took the oath, he completely followed and renounced the divine. What is the answer? Everybody is great if they follow their own dharma perfectly. This is the instruction. If everybody follow their own dharma, then they are perfect. Bhagavad-Gita, there is a sloga also, you remember. By enjoying the senses, by that the grihasthas are advancing, and by renouncing the enjoyment, brahmacharis are advancing, sannyasi. Therefore, both are accepted, but do it perfectly. This is the lesson. And therefore, everything has a lesson in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad-Gita, everything. We can go like a story, but the one sloga has so many instructions for the sannyasis and for grihastha. Grihastha has to do perfectly, sannyasi has to do things perfectly, then society will be perfect. This is a lesson. Krishna is teaching this by exemplary way. He behaves and gives us instruction. And Nārada, as exemplary devotee, he accepts and gives. This word I like it, anusmaran yayau. He thinks of Krishna and went. He was satisfied if not with these objects, with Krishna's things, and he went. Therefore, this is the very simple understanding of this sloka. And certainly, we are happy to be here to know this, and I am very thankful to all of you for giving me a chance to give these things. After a long time, I am doing these things. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any comments, clarifications?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dwarka Kṛṣṇa is a prime example of an ideal grihastha.
Little clear.
Dwarka Kṛṣṇa is a prime example of an ideal grihastha, right? Same with Ram, but it is very difficult to have that amount of discipline and self.
Little away, like a blur voice is coming.
More or less? Which one?
No, little away from your mouth.
Oh, away from my mouth. Okay, is this better?
Yes.
Okay, so it is very difficult very difficult to be disciplined and like sense controlled in the grihastha ashram. So what are some ways to have this ideal grihastha ashram versus like being in this material world? Like it's very, very difficult to do that in this day and age. Like
the question, if I understand rightly, it's very tough to control sense gratification in grihastha ashram.
Yeah.
And in the material world, it is very common how to control it. Yes. It's true in grihastha ashramam, but we are little concession given for sense gratification, the ashramas. Other ashramas, no concession, but this grihastha ashrama has been given little concession for sense gratification. But this sense gratification, if you do it as a Krishna's arrangement and mercy according to Shastra, then you will be able to come out. Like dharma aviruttho bodhesu kamoshbhi bhardarshava. If you are not beyond dharma, not against, all the enjoyments, kama means Sanskrit word generally is all enjoyments, sense gratification. Dharma virta kama. Kamosmi bodhesu, all living entities. I am that, Krishna is telling. That means, if you want to control it, please do it Krishna conscious way. All enjoyments. All enjoyments should be Krishna consciousness. Then you will be able to control it. But if you are unable to do Krishna conscious way, it will multiply. The simple example is, if you are fully drug addict or something, you go to a doctor, he will not stop you from drinking. You give medicine, but parallelly he will allow you to drink. Okay, this much allow, this much amount you drink. And over a period you will reduce it. Okay, once in a day. Then you reduce it once in a week. Then stop it. Medicine will go parallelly. Similarly, Krishna consciousness is medicine for all this purpose. We practice Krishna consciousness, but parallelly we have been conditioned by our previous birth or previous things. Therefore, we have been given some concession for all the sense gratification. But slowly we are able to come out by the Krishna conscious activities. The best thing is, you increase the Krishna conscious activities, by the process you will be able to come out of this sense gratification. There is no other way. No other way you can come out. By increasing the Krishna conscious activities, you will be come out of the sense gratification activities. Otherwise, idle mind is devil's sport, and Prabhupada tells always, if you don't spend our energy in Krishna, we will spend our energy in sense gratification. That's the best solution. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Anything else? Prabhu, any comments? Krishna, Prabhu, any comments?
Huh? Well, Krishna showed us beautiful childhood pastimes. He also showed us wonderful pastimes with the gopis and the cowherd boys, Mother Yashodananda Maharaj, and then protecting the Yadu dynasty, killing Kamsa, and also providing a fort, isn't it, in Dwarka, to protect the whole Yadava dynasty from Jarasandha and Kali Yavana. And then showing by himself taking on the Grihastha ashram and performing duties as a Grihastha, getting his children married and performing other activities. And unfortunately, people who see Krishna as just an ordinary human being, they're bewildered by these activities. So Nārada Muni is presenting, Krishna is always setting the example how to live, rising early, worshiping himself, and performing all the duties according to Varnashram Dharma. So you need guidance by hearing from the Guru, spiritual master, and studying the Vedic literatures properly. Then you'll appreciate more how Krishna is exhibiting all these wonderful activities. And we don't, in our immature state, maybe understand the depth of family life or how to follow rules and regulations, not supported by a culture. This is Kali Yuga. Everyone is free form, falling into Maya. So it's difficult. But still, Krishna is setting a proper example for all of us to appreciate and try to follow according to the direction of our spiritual master. More of a comment than anything else. Sorry.
Krishna, Prabhu, any comments?
Yes, Vishnu, give us your realizations here.
So, we read in Bhagavad-Gita that in 13th chapter, Prabhupada explains, for a grihastha, if he can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, read Bhagavad-Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, eat only Krishna Prasad, and worship the deities at home, then that is the best way to live in a grihastha life.
Thank you.
In the back, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Can you explain a little bit about detachment? Because Krishna says that by practice and detachment, we can control the mind. But at times what happens is, many things revolve in the mind. Externally, we may not be engaged in any abominable activities, but inside the mind, many things revolve. So in such a situations, even if I am trying to practice detachment, but internally the detachment is not happening. So what is the ideal way to practice detachment so that internally also it should not like honk?
Can you repeat?
So the question is how to practice detachment, because externally we are detached, but the mind is always attached to the sense objects. How to?
The question, if I rightly understand, how to practice a detachment. Even though externally we looks detached, but internally mind is attached. The thing is, Krishna tells in Bhagavad-Gita, who is thinking manasasmaran, who is he? He is calling such a person as pretender. And therefore mind is the main culprit. And if we are not sure about mind very clearly detached, you cannot externally, detachment will become very cheating. So the mind is detached, all your external activities, even though it looks like attached, it is not affecting. Therefore, the reason main thing is mind, how to get it detached. The thing is, very simple thing is, like Prabhu and all those things, the mind should be also diverted to Krishna's activities. And this mind is driven by the five senses. See, mind is driven by the buddhi. Buddhi is by false ego. But the input to this mind is five senses. First thing is, there are two things to clean the mind. One is, first, already we have stored a lot of nonsense in our mind. Not only in this birth, previous birth also. Krishna tells in Bhagavad-Gita, like wind carries the aroma, the mind carries the vasanas birth after birth. Therefore, there are stored, heavy storage is there. All the vasanas and all those thoughts and other things. That is one problem. Another is through the senses we are getting from outside. There are two sources for the mind getting disturbed. The first thing is we are getting from outside senses, five senses. Whatever we see get registered, whatever we hear registered, whatever we tongue taste registered, whatever our body enjoys, that is tasted, and whatever we smell tasted. Therefore, first thing is we need to control, regulate these five senses to accept good things. This context Prabhupada tells very clearly, not control, docile. Prabhupada used the word docile. The senses should be docile to accept the good things. That means engage all the senses in param trishva, higher taste. Then the mind automatically get registered good things. That is one side, we don't accept anything newly, nonsense, we don't get it accumulate in our mind. Then second thing is, even though I am doing all this perfectly, sometimes still I am disturbed. Why? This is already something has been stored in my mind by previous birth or this birth. I have not completely eradicated that. Therefore, those vasanas are giving you disturbance. How to remove those things? For that, irdi antasto hi apatrani sukritam sada. Whatever in depth of my heart, whatever nonsense stored also will be destroyed by words. Hearing the group. What is the starting slogan? Sirvanvadan Svakata Krishna Punya Saravana Kirtanam. When you are hearing Lord and all the chanting, that clears the Hirdi Andastogi Abatrani. I like this word. Patra means pure, Abatra means all dirt. Hirdi Andasto, whatever deep heart, which is not known to us, also will be removed. Therefore, continue hearing about Lord, continue hearing chanting. All this process will remove the dirt in the heart. This is the two things we need to take care. One is how to avoid external things to be further accumulated, and whatever stored, how to be cleared. If we continue this process, naturally we'll be out. Cut out of these things. In that example, Prabhupada tells another example, like a ink bottle. Many of you might have heard ink bottle example. Our heart is so dirty like a black ink bottle. And the Prabhupada tells example, you drop one drop of milk. You don't see difference. But you continuously drop by drop milk, you continuously drop it. The color will change, slowly the black ink will fill out, and finally one day it will become milk. Similarly, continue all this process, Srunada, Swakada, Krishna, chanting and other things, service, everything. The day will come, your heart will be purely of Krishna consciousness. Now it is black ink bottle, very dirty. That's why this process is going on. Don't give up the heart. Continue. The day will come, you can realize. Certainly its color is changing. It's dull, utter black. Now they have changed a little dull black, then one day it will become white. The process should be continued, giving the milk, chanting and Srunada. This is the process. Prabhupada sometimes gives wonderful examples. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Prabhu, last question.
Thank you, Prabhu, for a wonderful class. Prabhu, you mentioned and echo that sentiment that Grihastha ashram is very difficult, and Prabhuji made it easy by telling what Prabhupada tells us to do, the four things. But it's the juggling of time which is most crucial, I feel, as a Grihastha myself. How do you dedicate time to your material responsibilities and also your spiritual
time
needs?
Management.
Yeah, time management. So can you talk a little bit about that, Prabhu?
The thing is, do it at your best. It depends on the time, place, circumstances, how much you can afford. But at least the Krishna conscious activities will make you one step ahead in things. Maybe I may not become perfect in this life. Maybe I may become perfect in the future. I am advancing. Therefore, start the activities. The time will come, Krishna will understand your things, he will engage you fully, partially, according to your things. But don't give up, start, continue. The day will come, you can fully this. Time is always, if you have a heart, you will have time. It depends on your choice. Mostly, if you don't have heart, you will not have time. Therefore, you have to desire, grow the desire to serve more and more and want to get out. And if you feel your mind is free from all disturbance, all the things, you see the bliss, then your mind will automatically run behind this. Therefore, continue the process to the best of your ability, but don't give it up. Slowly increase, the time will come. Krishna will make the situation more favorable for spending time for all these things, Krishna conscious activities. It will come on its own. You need not worry. Krishna will guide you and take you when you are in his line. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much to all of you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Jai.